Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm gonna be doing some tests on ICERIVER KS0 ULTRA. So first we gotta unpack it's my solar units. Basically what I got is to run on the solar, and I'm gonna unpack it and do some tests. Before I put it on the solar, what I want to really do is get them running, measure the wattage on the 12 volts, on 120 volt, and so all these 5 units, so there's 4 here, 1 here, gonna run on the solar because right now I have 500 available 24/7 with the battery setup that I'm running 3 KS0 Pro, and with the power consumption of this Ultra models, which is really efficient, we will get 5 of these connected and get double hash rate on the same power usage on the 500 watts hopefully. Well, let's find out what's the wattage on these units, and we'll do some testing. All right, I'm not gonna open the units because there's plenty of video that guys open it and show you chips. There is 12 chips, but they're different. Also, we'll go over the tool, ICERIVER tool, monitor tool that it's not updated yet, but we could see some way, a few chips in there, the temperature of the board and stuff like that, and go through the issue connecting through the web GUI, because it will not connect sometimes your Ultra series until the firmware, I guess, updated, and you need to use static IP. So we'll go over that as well. So let's unpack this and let's set them up. All right, so I have all 5 of them out from the boxes, all boxes labeled, and also all the KS0 Ultra is labeled as well. You have 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 1 already running. So it is hot. It's been running for 10 hours now, but I need to get some data from this one for the hash rate, and also connect one of them now and check. Let's check the temperature. I've seen a bunch of videos, everybody's saying it's hot, but it is super hot. But in room temperature that I have, about 75 degrees here, or 76, actually 80. Wow, okay, it's pretty warm here. It is 84 here. Here's my temperature. Around here is a lot warmer on this table, just because this KS0 Ultra creating so much heat. So it is in a way hot. It's 60. I've seen 78, or almost getting to 80, which I would believe you can burn your hand off, your skin. But this one, it's hot to touch, but I mean, I can touch it. It is uncomfortable. It's pretty hot. It's 60, hottest spot, and around 60 degrees. You've seen that, right? Right there, 59, 60. So yeah, around 60 degree. Now, I have this running now on 19 volts. I didn't plug in, unfortunately, to my power meter, so I'll have to replug one of them to 12 volt. I'm gonna put 12 volt connector, which I just create custom like PCIe. There is a bunch of video I did how you can simply make this. If you don't want to solder your connectors, you can just do this PCIe connector. Again, you cannot run more than 10 amp on this, but it should be perfectly fine because it's only 100 watts, so it should be under 10. So we're gonna connect to the meter, to my low voltage meter, and see how many amps it's pulling, and what's the power reading on the 12 volts, so we can compare that. So let's do that. All right, so I just connect 3 of them. 1 was already connected, so this one's super hot because it's been mining for over 10 hours. And these 2 I just connected for power reader, for power meter, to read the power at the wall and at the 12 volts and on the 19 volt power supply. So this is a 19 volt 120 watts. That's the one for original, I believe, KS0. No, it's for the KS0 Pro. And let's take a look. So it does make 100 watts. 100 watts, pretty much even. It just start mining maybe a few minutes, so we really need to finish that 30-minute cycle and come back and check one more time. But it's pretty impressive. 100 watts if you use a 19 volt power supply. Beautiful. And it's 113.9, it's almost 114 volts, right? So now this one is connected to my PSU, server PSU, 12 volt, and then to the power meter, 12 volt power meter, and it connects to the KS0 Ultra. So what do we have here? It's 87 watts. That's amazing, guys. 87 watts. Let's give it a little extra time, 30 minutes. We'll come back and check again the wattage, but it's been mining probably for like 5 minutes, so maybe not full power yet, but you could see 87 there, 106 at the wall on the server PSU. So now if you're using server PSU and connecting only one device, your power consumption gonna be higher. See, it's 101 already here as it start getting warmer, but they're still a lot cooler. They're not as hot. So we're gonna check the temperature again and I'll show you guys what it is. But you could see the power consumption on the server PSU is not as efficient if you're running just one unit because of the power consumption of the server PSU a lot higher. Idle of this guy is 7 watt, so probably if you add this 6-7 watt, that's where you are. 106, 107 watt, and on 19 volt it's 101 watt, which is pretty close to what advertised. Let's give them 30 minutes. We'll come back and check that. But I really like for my solar 12 volt connection is gonna be 87. So on 5 of these units, it's gonna be under 500 watts. It's gonna be about 450, I guess. That's beautiful. I probably can connect even 6 of these on the same solar setup and get 2.4 gigahash, 2.4 terahash, and use same amount of power as I'm using on 3 devices, barely running 970 gigahash. So almost 2.5 times, right? And less power consumption, half of the, well, basically same power consumption with the 2.5 times hash rate. So it's really efficient, 2.5 times more, almost 2.5 times more efficiency if you compare to overclocked KS0 Pro. If it's not overclocked, obviously it's only 50% more power. I mean, the hash rate doubled and all with the same power consumption, 100 watts. So we are getting to 107 here and 102 now as the temperature now after 5 minutes start increasing on these guys, and we are already 88 here. So even if we go to 90, we're still good at 12 volt. I'm really gonna like that. So let's look at the temperatures once again. All right, so you could see on the first one only 49 Celsius. On the second one around 50 also, right? And the last one that has been mining at 62. So it didn't get to the full heat yet. You could see like 2 of them a little darker, and this one is 60, the one on the right. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Let's give them another 30 minutes to run. I'm gonna go and change the IP, actually set up the static IPs so I could see them on the web GUI, and I'll show you guys how it looks on the web GUI after that. So we are 103 for 19 volts so far, and 108 on server PSU, and 88, 89 watts. So even if we get to 90 watts with the probably fan, when the fan speed kicks in on this one, it will use a little bit more power, but it generates quite a bit of heat. I could feel here, it's like the whole hot air coming up from this table. Anyways, let's go check it out. Okay, so first I'm gonna run ICERIVER management tool basically and set up the IP that I want to scan from where to where, and just get it, just find those devices basically that I recently connected. I can check them on the router. If you have a router way maybe faster, you just go and check for the new device connected. And also you can use this ICERIVER management tool that it's available to download on ICERIVER.io website. So we'll come back once we find all the new devices here. I do have already connected one of my first one that's been running for a while. Now it just restarted when I flipped and I disconnect the power. So it just started running. You could see 415 gigahash of the 5-minute, but it's not been 30-minute hash rate yet reported. But interesting clocks are 355. I don't know if that's correct, but it's only reading on the KS0 original option if you use an ICERIVER monitor tool, the Tswift tool. And it has the temperatures here, which are pretty high. It's almost going to 80, but that's where at around 80 it achieves, between 70 and 80 achieves the full speed, I believe. That's why it requires a little run hotter. But you could see the board temperatures are reversed, so the in is 80, out is 60, which is probably back to reverse. They probably flipped them now this time. So let's take a look at the web GUI and see how it looks there. So I need to refresh this guy, just start mining here 415, and same thing, 78 and 60. So temp 1 is out temperature and temp 2 is in, so it's kind of reversed in a way here as well. Was it like that before? 70, 50, yeah, temp 1, temp 2. Okay, it's reversed from KS0 originals. That's why it's showing here. So if I put KS0 Pro here and try to run the tool, I'm not gonna see any chips, but I get the temperature in and out more of a correct way, right? So it shows the chip temperatures average somehow, 76, 75, 79, but I don't know if it reads all of those chips here. I don't see any chips showing, but what's cool on KS0, you could see the clocks on the board, just the 4 chips, but I don't know if that's even correct, if the 4 chips are in the right order. Of those 12 chips, is it 12 for KS0 Pro? I believe so, right? So yeah, you can also get from KS2 reading, which is gonna read your temperatures but not gonna show the chips, but it's showing the hash rate, the fan speeds, the pool connected and stuff like that. So I don't know, I'm using right now to monitor kind of KS0, and I guess you can do, okay, so it's finished already scanning. So, and I can do KS0 Pro. Let's look at the average if I gonna switch. So 74 minimum, 78, 76 average. So let's go to KS0 Pro setup. Yeah, it's all the same. So my guess is you cannot see the chips. It could report you something, but I could do KS0, I guess, original for now, just to kind of monitor a little bit the chip, a few chips temperature. Hopefully it's the correct temperature reported, but it looks like it is. I mean, that's what they are running between 73, 78, average 76. It's just reading this, probably only 4 chips, but at least something. And here you go, 415 gigahash. And also, if you add the fan speeds, you reduce a little bit of your burst temperature. So you could do that in the web GUI. So now you could see my web GUI is working right now, but it did not work before when I initially set up, and probably when I'll gonna show you why it's like that. So let me find my next K0 Ultra miners. So whoop, that's one, 116 and 124. Okay, so I'm gonna just go and add it here. All right, and really put 116 for my miner, and login is pretty much the same as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can remember or not, and here you go. It shows the miner is offline. So your web GUI is not gonna work if you're just connecting your miner and you're trying to look at the stats here. So you go to the mining settings, it's all here, so I can set the miner settings and they do work. I've tried that, but nothing showing up here. It's gonna say machine is offline, which is kind of weird, right? So in order to fix that, you have to go to your IP, and really what I did is I just click static here and I selected from my K0 Pro. I went there and I just copy pretty much all the information except the IP address. I used the one that it's currently connected. So let's say 116. I'm just gonna copy here and put it for my IP address right there, 116, right? Gonna delete all the rest extra stuff there. Okay, so it's static. You could see that I'm gonna put host name exactly as is on my K0 Pro. I don't know if that helps or not, but if I didn't put the host name, it just didn't connect for me. Then your subnet mask, the gateway. So I tried just to put 154. I don't think it worked, so I copied complete gateway line from here. It's kind of long. It repeats the IP 254 twice, and there are a bunch of numbers. It's not even your MAC address, it's something else. And you copy and paste your DNS server. So once you have all this set up just like that, you click save. And if you have confirmed configuration, clicked OK, and it's gonna say operation successful. That means you did successfully, and it's gonna restart your mining machine. Now, if you did put something incorrect, what's gonna happen, it will be something there, the window comes up there in Chinese. I cannot read that, but let's try. Let's say well, we need to do the other one, the one Ultra, that 124 AP. So let's do the second one, and I'll show you guys what I mean by that. So maybe somebody trying to do that and you could not set it up your static IP. Maybe you're doing something incorrect, and that may help you. So see, like, machine is offline. That's which the message you're gonna get there. So in order to fix that, so we go to IP, and let's say I put static and I put all of my so now it's 124 for the new machine. I put subnet, gateway, and I didn't put, and I just put 254 here. Let's try that, and I didn't put host name. So when I click save and OK, look at that. It's just gonna give you that message. I don't know what that means, but it's probably unsuccessful. So let's add the host name, and gateway not complete. I haven't tried that. It's probably, oh, it did work. So yeah, so I guess gateway could be your DNS. I don't know if that's gonna show up next time after it's restarted, so let's see. But you do need to have host name for sure, and your gateway could be maybe just 254. I don't know if you need to put the full, but let's test it. Let's see if that's gonna restart and work. So first I'm gonna show you this miner. See, it just restarted, and now it's showing on the web GUI. So normally, okay, I need to still change my wallet addresses, all the mining settings and stuff, so I can go here and adjust that for home pool, but US home pool, right? Oh weird. It's kind of weird. Anyways, I'm gonna copy just the address for my other machine, and just basically paste here. That's the best way to do. All right, so as I'm done with this, I'm gonna change my miner. Basically, you don't have to do all four, all three, but you can do 3 separate pools if you want to. Again, it's very basic. And then I'm gonna do my KS0, let's see, I'm gonna just do solar number 2, right? So I'm gonna copy this guy and I'm paste, and I'm gonna change to my solar setup number 2. Okay, and then I can copy that and paste everywhere else here, just in case. So I have the backup same pool for now, but you could do different pools, different names. And we're gonna click save. So now this miner updated. Okay, so now this up and running. It will start mining probably in 5 minutes, but let's take a look. So this miner been mining over probably 10 hours, the whole night. I set it up yesterday. We came late. I had the packages at the door, so I didn't want to do any much. I just set one up and just let it run, right? Set up to my wallet and stuff. So, and yeah, and it's running to hum pool. So I'm gonna do probably hum pool and K1 pool comparison for Ultra, because the for my K0 Pros, hum pool worked better for me before. So we'll check it out this time, and let's see if that DNS worked. Oh, it did work. Okay, so basically here you go. You could just get this done. It looks like it did adjust it, the gateway by itself to whatever it is, but yeah, once you have static, you pretty much fixed your issue, because, and it may not gonna show up as a static, but this one it does. It's just so weird. It's just so different. Every miner looks like, right? So I'm go here, this shows static. If I go here, it just still shows DHCP, but it shows up on the web GUI. After you do that and restart, you're pretty much set, right? So anyways, your fan speed abnormal just because they're not running, and you can manually set them up. You can basically get your in the mining setting and put them to 50-60%. I'd like not to be so loud, so I'll put 60%. Click OK. You go on the home button and you'll see them running here. The speed shows up, and it shows normal speed here. And once we get the temperature, hash rate, it will also show it up normal, just like this one. Let's refresh, see what's our hash rate. 401, 247. So it's not quite there, but it's getting there. So we could see. Let's open 2 more monitor tools so we could see if any different information we could see on that chip. And it shows correct MAC address. So I think monitor tool in a way works. It's not complete working, but it does show you, gives you some information just to play with. So let's add this couple IP addresses here. I'm gonna just simply copy and paste here and adjust to 116, and we go to my KS0 original read. Okay, here you go. Also 355 clocks, same thing. A little bit cooler on the chips yet because they're not running on the full, and we could see it's not hashing yet because I just restarted this unit 5 minutes ago. So yeah, and we'll need to give it like probably all 30 minutes. So let's wait 30 minutes. We'll come back and evaluate this, and also the power consumption. So let's look at 124. Make sure this one started. Yeah, same thing. We have it for 4 minutes, so it did not report the hash rate yet here. Not on the web GUI or not here. So once it's gonna start reporting the hash rate, I guess it will start running full speed. But right now, all of them works in web GUI. You could see, guys, after you did your after you do your static IP, you're pretty much set and you can look at your numbers. So that's your fix for web GUI, but even if you didn't do static, you could see all the stats here showing up. Okay, same exact information. So if you don't want to play around, you can just use the monitor tool for that, and you could see there's, yeah, no issue. This one, 26 minute, it'll be starting to get in the full hash rate probably after 30 minutes. So and this one have not started yet, so we'll give it a little time. And this one too is 5 minutes, so it looks like taken slightly longer. Before I think it was only 5 minutes, but maybe because I just changed the pools, it may take a little bit longer. But let's see, let me restart. Yeah, nothing yet. 18 accepted shares, so it does look like connected to pool. Let's look at this one, 27 accepted shares, so the difference 21.19, 43. Okay, so this one 43.91, and the one is mining is actually 87.96. So yeah, it's not fully connect. Okay, here you go. This one is just started, and how many minutes it took? It's almost took like 7 minutes, right? This time 7 minutes, 7:37, almost 8 minutes. So probably in a minute or so, this one gonna show up once the difference gear gonna reach 87.96 as well. All right, well, let's wait 30 minutes and I'll update you guys for the hash rates of these miners. We'll check the temperature one more time, and we'll see the power consumption. So you could see my second one, the solar number 2, right here, start showing up the network hash rate. I mean, the miner hash rate. So 393, 313, so pretty close to 400, but it does fluctuate a little bit. So we're done with the tool. Let's see this one, 7 minutes. It did not start it yet also, but 33 accepted shares. This one is 21 accepted shares, and it's 24 and it started, but we'll see. Let's they're not very they're very different, looks like, one from the other. So I wonder if the power consumption may vary as well between them. So obviously I put them on a different setup. One is running off the wall on a 19 volt, one on 12 volt power, server PSU. And once I'm connect them on the solar, I'll report back. I'll update probably in a week after they run on the solar for full, maybe 3-4 days. We'll see what's the result there. So that's gonna be pretty much it. Besides, I'm come back in 30 minutes and update real quick. So we'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, and I did forget to show you guys my solar setup. So you could see right now the 3 miners that's on the solar running 487 watts. They're all overclocked to 300, at least 300 or 320. So my total hash rate is about 990. Right now I have this KS0 Ultra running here for a day, so it did increase to 145, obviously, terahash, but it was a little bit under 1 terahash. I want to say 990. And right now with my solar setup, I can probably go even lower power consumption, because it was 88, I believe, watts, right? 89. So times 5. We'll see how it's gonna report on the solar. See this use of the 3 miners actually at 487, and my solar charger. I'm gonna show you how I ran it. So basically it runs through the last at least by the dates, and it's pretty much stable. There are few days that it did connected to the power, because we had few probably overheated days. I'm not sure why it did that, but overall, like, I have everything only on solar. So the battery charge, this is the battery charge curve. It goes from 20% to 83% every day, 20 to 80. This battery could last at least 15 years. It could mine. If I forget about this system, it will just run 15 years nonstop, and I don't have even to check, only because if the sun gonna be or cloudy, we don't have a cloud here during the summer. Winter will be a little different, obviously, but starting like from March, April, probably April, May, and all the way to, I want to say, October, will be like 24/7 solar only on this device. And by the way, winter power rate is a lot cheaper, so that will help to if we need to get some power usage over in the winter if we don't have enough. But I guess I can add a couple more solar panels, because the batteries I ran is enough to run the system, just probably slightly not enough solar, which is kind of weird. Anyways, it's not been 30 minutes, but all of the miners been running. It's only like 13 minutes here, 12, and this one 30, but it's still showing 380. So I guess it needs to be like 37 minutes to show full 30 minutes hash rate. So let's give it more time and come back. All right, so they've been running for over 50 minutes. This one 1 hour 10 minute, average 408 gigahash. Let's see the temps. They're about the same, 77, 75 on the chips, 55, 72. The board temperature is a lot higher. Maybe because look at this one. This one is 83 on the board out, 65, 83, 57, 72, and 58, 70. So they do run like this one is the hottest, looks like. But guess what? I put the fan speed here on these two guys a little bit higher. So what I'm probably just need to do is adjust that fan speed on 116 right here. Yeah, kind of running low. That's why the temps here a lot higher. You could see 83 on the out. I think that's super high. We're gonna go and check with the, and it's 50% of the fan here still running. So they kind of designed to run on the high temps, I guess. I don't know. That's just seems to be a little bit crazy. But let's see. I just added a little bit of the fan speed to 4,000. Let's see if it's gonna drop the temps. Let me refresh. 83, 82. Yeah, so it started dropping the temps a little bit. So hopefully it not will affect, but look at this. It's actually running the average 409, the highest probably average 404 and 407 because it's the hottest unit. So I don't know if that just coincidence or it just helps this miner to stay with the higher hash rate, because it was the fan speed was lower and the temperatures goes higher. Even the temps on the chips are some of the chips that we can read, it's to 81 degree compared to the other 77, right? So it's a lot higher average, closer to 80, and yeah, it runs like almost like KS5L. I wonder if it's the same chips as KS5L. Similar chips probably. Anyways, let's go check the temperatures and the watt reading for these 3 units. All right, so let's check the watt reading on this miner. So it's 108.7, almost 109 watts now after 1 hour of mining, and it's super hot. The first one on 19 volt, it's running at 68 degree is the max point. It's super hot to touch. I wouldn't recommend to touch this unit. It's pretty hot. You can burn your skin. Now, the second one, if you remember, it was running on the actually even higher. I wonder, yeah, it's 68. So it's hard to see all the hottest spots here with this reader, but it is 67 also on the hottest spot, I guess. Just to compare to this one, yeah, so it's pretty similar. And then the first one, it's also about 64, 66. So they're all about 67, 68, up to 70 degree, right? So that's the hottest spot, 71. Kind of inside where the hot air coming out. Let's see if I can move this and see any temperatures like this. Yeah, so 68, so close to 70 on this air, when the hot air coming out from this miner. So let's take a look on the wattage. So like I said, this one is 108, so the higher now power consumption when it starts after an hour running. Now we have 112 interestingly on 12 volts. It's 112 now on this unit, so not much big of a difference now, only 4 or 5 watts, which probably the idle of this device, and it's only 92.8, so let's say 93 watts. It's still lower than 100 watts, so I'm still kind of happy. I'm just worried about the heat that generates, and probably gonna just put this little fans that it's 1 watt, so just have a little bit air movement around so it doesn't get overheated for any reason. But I think it's pretty cool because it's only 7.6 amp, so it's under 10 amp, and it's probably safe to use barrel connector for now for this 12 volt mining. So I'm gonna switch it to auto solar mining now, and oh, let's take a look on the web GUI. What do we get in there in terms of the hash rate? But so far it's looking pretty good, but it does generate a lot of heat. I could feel the hot air just pumping out from this space from just 3 miners. Okay, all right, looks like a hash rate fluctuate. It drops to 3, about 359, 350, and it goes about 450 sometimes. So the average is around 402, but on the other miner it's actually dropped a little bit to, okay, so this one 414 went to 485, and this guy, the first miner, is 399 average, so did drop a little bit, so it's fluctuate. I'm wondering if the fan speed I set a little bit higher. Let's get them all to 50%, and we'll see if that's, if the running them a little bit hotter will help at all. So let's give them 50% on all of the fan speeds here, and the last one here, and yeah, we'll compare it. That's gonna increase potentially the hash rate. It will be interesting to see, but then running that hot is a little bit scary. Look at the temperature, 77 degrees on the out temperature. That's in 16 take. That's just kind of ridiculous almost, right? Anyways, let's wait and see at 50% fan if it will reach a little bit higher the average hash rate. You could see that 381, 414, 399, so kind of hovering around that, but this one is actually lowest, 381 on the average. Well, let's look at the hum pool real quick and see what it reports. Obviously the last KS03 I just updated recently, so forget to change my mining address there, so unfortunately it doesn't show the full 1 hour rate, but this two actually showing pretty good, 420 and 437 on 1 hour. Very impressive. Yeah, okay, that's probably it on this for this video. I'm gonna switch them to solar and connect 2 more, and then get the full power reading on my solar there. I'm gonna release these 3. I'm gonna move to the to my mining box there where the KS0s. I sold about 4 of them. I'm still selling some, so this is gonna be a nice upgrade for solar, and I'm not gonna lose hash rate. It's actually gonna increase hash rate and have more power available. So that's the goal, and I'm trying to get rid of some of the KS0 Pros because they are also tricky when you overclock to that high in a hash rate to keep them cool, right? So, but you could see the average on this three is 293, 317, 327. So yeah, they're in average they get in about what 940, probably 950 sometimes gigahash, right? So, but not quite even terahash. But with this 5 of these, I'm guessing to get close to 2 terahash. Maybe it'll be a little bit lower, but very close. Hopefully, if they're gonna round up to 400, some of them 414, maybe some 400, 380. Let's see. Let's connect them, and then I'll update you guys later in a few days. But stay tuned. And that's it for this video, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good day.